Rock climbing is a foreign sport for many and isn't for the faint of heart. However, one of the best places in the world to climb is right here in eastern Kentucky. And when this thing goes off, it scares the lights out of you. That's a great question, and I think both teams have a little something to prove right now. Tennessee losing to South Carolina, Kentucky that overtime loss. I gotta go with the Cats, though. They're gonna come out at home. Like I said, the energy in here, palpable. Now, I know this is a tough territory to talk about the Cards, but I mean, they did some work last Saturday. Kentucky welcomed Alabama to Kroger Field today, and the Crimson Tide, well, they showed why they're the 8th-ranked team in the nation. Had a little adversity throughout the season. And were you thinking in those tough times, like, hey, we might have a little bit of a different season this year, or was it always, you know what, we're going to get through this, and how do you keep that mindset? They played a lot of competition, say North Carolina, Kansas, and they got another hard-hitting team coming up here against Mississippi State. Well, it's cold and snowy once again in eastern Kentucky. I hope everyone is got their shovels and brushes and is staying safe out there. But what's this add up to? Unfortunately, canceled basketball games. They say thunder comes after lightning, and in Breathitt County, that certainly is the case.
Get your boom.
Get the thunder, right?
Get the thunder across the mountains.
Man, it's just, there's no better sound on a Friday night.
And when this thing goes off, it scares the lights out of you.
I started shooting in 1995 is when I started shooting. And we had a Cracker Jack team that year, and 96 we had a Cracker Jack team, won 2 state championships, and I've been shooting it ever since.
The process of loading and shooting is tedious.
If you're familiar with muzzle loaders, that's all it is a souped up muzzle loader. It's 100 caliber, and it shoots with a musket nipple. And you put a cap on it and just pour the powder down the barrel, put a cap on it and pull a string, and a little hammer comes down and ignites it.
But the result is well worth it.
That boom goes a long way, and it goes up and echoes around these creeks and hollows, and so it goes a great distance. In fact, the folks here in and around this stadium, those who maybe can't make it to the game or maybe are elderly and don't care to get out in the cold weather, they kind of keep track of the score, or at least Breathitt's score, by the number of times that cannon goes off.
Although the cannon and Jamin have now become a staple in Breathitt County, his journey to get to Jackson was an interesting one.
I'm originally from Laurel County.
Okay.
I came to Breathitt County, I got hired as a game warden. And I was a wildlife and boating officer here for 24 years. And just, you know, I played football from the 6th grade through high school and just, you know, kind of fell into it.
The cannon has inspired generation after generation of Bobcats, becoming a symbol of success.
Pretty famous, really, growing up. You know, when you grow up and you constantly hear that, you dream of playing it and hearing it when you actually score a touchdown yourself.
You know, the cannon, like, it's just one of those core football memories, I feel like. It's been something kind of surreal for a big moment. And like out there, used to be in the bleachers watching it, thinking about, wow, that's amazing. Now I'm out there on the field having a part of that.
You know, I think some of those other teams get a little tired of hearing that sometimes. And you know, and we're hoping that Jamin keeps that thing going a long time for us.
And although he has touched the lives of so many, to the Cannon Man, he's just one of the guys.
I feel like I'm part of the football team. You know, I don't like sitting here during the away games. I feel like I should be going with them.
From the riverbank to the mountains of Jackson, Jamin and the Cannon will be ready for many more Bobcat touchdowns. In Breathitt County, Nate Johnson, WYMT Mountain Sports. What's going on? It's Nate Johnson rocking with you. The Kentucky Wildcats are back in action tomorrow in what has been one of the most highly anticipated games of the season. The Cats host Gonzaga tomorrow in Rupp Arena, and before we talk about them, Let's talk UK. Kentucky got a much-needed bounce-back win over Vandy on Tuesday. The Zags are having a little bit of a down year at 17-6. Nonetheless, big game for both teams. A big thing for Kentucky, getting fully healthy. And here's Aaron Bradshaw on how much potential this team has when that happens.
Really good. Like, really, really good. I feel like really good. Like, one of the old Coach Kyle's teams, like 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, like those guys. So, we could be really good.
Could be really good. We are inching closer and closer to another Super Bowl Sunday, and Super Bowl 58 is rearing up to be a pretty good one. Chiefs and 49ers, a rematch of Super Bowl 54. Both teams have a little something to prove, but maybe more so for the 49ers after pulling off an improbable comeback against the Lions. They find themselves with more questions to answer. The Chiefs, they've won a Super Bowl before. Kickoff is set for 6:30 p.m. And you know what? You can watch the action right here on WYMT, so you won't want to miss it. I mean, pretty cool Usher halftime show. Hey, gotta love it. NBA back in action tonight with some games. The Hornets travel to the great city of Milwaukee to take on my Bucks. And then later on tonight, former Wildcats Jamal Murray and the Nuggets will play De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, and the Sacramento Kings. Those games are at 8 and 10. And then we got our ARH game of the week tonight, a 14th region battle between Knott Central and Breathitt County. We'll have more on that tonight in our ARH Sports Overtime. That is sports. We'll be right back.